When I was a sophomore in high school, I barely played. I had a ton of bad habits that were holding me back on and off the court. But the very next year, I turned it all around. I scored over 400 points and was crowned the team MVP. I'm going to show you exactly what habits I stopped and how I overcame them so you can finally have your breakout season. Let's get into it. Number 1, scrolling on social media. When I was younger, I wasted over 6 hours a day on my phone. And not only did I waste time, but I was poisoning my mind. I was filling my mind with thoughts of negativity, thoughts of bad news around the world, and thoughts of comparison to other people. When you're scrolling on social media, or for at least myself, I always see people that are doing better than I am. I see their highlight reels. I see that they're dunking at the age of 2. And I instantly feel worse about myself. And everybody always told me, oh, dude, you can't compare yourself to that because social media is people's highlight reel. It's not who they truly are, blah, blah, blah. But I believe that our brains can't tell the difference. After I deleted social media for a couple weeks, I was like, oh, what am I missing? What's going on? What are my friends saying? But then, like a switch, I just stopped caring. I realized that what's going on in the real world matters more than what's going on my phone. And so my stress levels went down drastically. And by getting off social media, it freed up more time to play basketball, and I had much better focus on it. Delete the social media off your phone. Number 2, comparing myself to others. Looking at where other basketball players are in their journey didn't motivate me. It actually demotivated me, and I just felt bad about myself. So instead of having the mindset of being inspired by other people and learning from them, I tried to shut it off and say, all right, don't compare yourself to anybody. But it's human nature to compare. So I had to make a mindset shift. I couldn't stop comparing myself, but what I could do is change how I thought about it. Let me put it to you this way. If somebody has a better jump shot than you, instead of saying, oh man, they're better than me, that makes me a bad shooter. No, go up to them and say, hey man, how did you get so good at shooting? What are some drills that you do? Then take their advice, if it sounds like good advice. But don't let other people's success make you feel worse. The goal that you should have in your mind is to get to the point of understanding you are in a league of your own, and so is everybody else. So when you try to improve and learn new things, you're not even playing the same game as them. Hey, I got a free community, so you should click the top link in the description to get access so I can personally assist you in your basketball journey. It's not going to be free forever, so get in now. I don't know why I got a guitar, but I thought it would be funny, so. Number 3, talking instead of doing. Telling people my goals killed my motivation. Talking gives you a false sense of accomplishment. I think it has to do with our dopamine and all these other brain chemicals. I've heard that before. I don't know all the science behind it, but what I do know is that whenever I tell people what I'm going to do, I immediately get the reward for it if I was looking for validation. People will either say, oh, good for you, bro, or they'll say you can't do it. Either way, you don't get a positive outcome out of it. What's even more impressive is accomplishing the thing and then maybe talking about it or letting other people find out about it. That's number 1 best way to go about it. Here's something that a lot of y'all might be able to relate to. Were you ever feeling good one day and decided, you know what, I'm gonna do the dishes for my parents? So then you start washing the dishes, you're doing your thing, you're feeling good about yourself, and then one of your parents walks in and says, yeah, you better be doing them dishes. Well, all motivation to do the dishes is gone. And instead of enjoying the activity, you end up hating it because somebody told you to do it, or you announced that you were going to do it. Somebody knew that you were doing it. When we're doing work in silence, when people don't know exactly what we're doing, we often work harder and get better results. Number 4, being too hard on myself. I used to overthink every single mistake, and that made me play stiff and nervous. People would always say to me, bro, just play free, have fun out there. But I could never grasp the concept. In my mind, whenever I made a mistake, I failed. But there's such a stark difference between mistakes and failure, and I want to educate you on that right now because most people won't talk about it. Winners lose more than losers. I'm going to say that again. Winners lose more than losers. If you want any success in life, you are going to have to face obstacles and you are going to have to fall and get up. But what makes a man is not how many times he succeeded, it's how many times he faced failure and he overcame it. Once I changed my mindset on that and said, all right, I'm gonna fall, and I stopped fearing the fall, and I just decided, hey, I'm resilient, I'm going to get up, and I'm going to learn from my mistakes, I started to play so much better. Loose and confident will always beat tense and stressed. Number 5, being unorganized. I wasted my time, and I trained inconsistently. Something that worked for me was creating a daily schedule starting at 5 a.m., and I mapped out every minute of the day. I wasn't perfect, but it kept me on track. Comparing it to not having a schedule at all, let's say I was 50% online with my block schedule. I was still so much more productive, and I got so much more done in the day compared to not having a schedule at all. And that discipline made my growth way more consistent. By the way, having that block schedule was what allowed me to be able to train multiple times a day, every single day. I tried to take the Kobe Bryant approach for about 3 to 4 years, I trained about 2 to 3 times a day. And I lifted on other days too. So it was a lot, but I was able to get it done with that protocol. Number 6, thinking God was mad at me. For a long time, and sometimes I even struggle with this today, I thought God was against me because I made mistakes. But once I learned to trust his love and understand that he knows I'm going to make mistakes and he's not getting angry at me for it, but he just wants me to do better. He wants to guide me and he wants to push me in the right direction. Once I understood that God was on my side, I started to play free and I dreamed bigger. I used to feel guilty for asking God for success, but why? Why not take the approach of asking God to help you succeed and teach you valuable lessons along the way, and also you can glorify him through your success. That's what I pray for. I ask God to help me glorify his holy name with my success and to help me help others and to have Christ working within me. Don't feel guilty for trying to be successful. Number 7, training slow. Practicing at half speed never translates to games. Once I trained at full game speed in my practices, I immediately played better in games. The faster I trained, the faster I improved. If you want a full in-depth guide of how to translate your practices to games, click here. But as always, keep God first. Stay blessed, bro. Love y'all, boys.